Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth. Now, listen, we already talked about Draya and her son, her boyfriend, Jalen Green. Now, this is what I did not hear. And I have watched this video multiple times, and I don't hear it. I hear someone saying something, but I can't make out what they were saying. According to the neighborhood talk, okay, and I'll put the link to the video that we talked about, Drea and Jalen, really Drea cutting up and really acting a plumb fool at her big age in the middle of girl in the middle of the street during New York Fashion Week. It says, "Yikes! Draya Michele and Jalen Green get into an altercation during New York Fashion Week. Had to be separated from each other. I'd punch the ish out of you, bitch." I said, "Girl, what?" I said, "Hey, listen, I wasn't there. Let me be very clear. I was not there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said. I don't know why the fight even started. But I didn't hear any of this." Now, again, I've listened to this video multiple times and I cannot make out what they're saying. I'm going to play the video one more again, and then y'all take a real good listen. Now, now my ears are not 18 years old anymore, okay? So maybe that might be a part of the problem too. And then y'all let me know what y'all think, okay? So what did y'all hear? I said, "That's real messy." They said, I did hear something, but the rest of it, I didn't hear that. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because based off of some pictures that have um, made its way online, they are, like most couples, we're just going to go ahead and say it for what it is. Most couples who sometimes get into arguments, even may even get physical. It's not that big of a deal. They get right back together. So, the only difference, I guess, in this situation is that these two people are, public figures, celebrities, but they're back together. Not back together. I don't think they were ever apart, but they're taking pictures like nothing, like ain't nothing happened. And again, it probably wasn't that big of a deal, but I will say this much: if we get to the point where if he's threatening, "I punch the ish out of you, bitch." I don't know if he said that to her or if she said that to him. I don't know, but my stance still hasn't changed. Especially, I do want to say this though, because even though couples do get into arguments all the time, I think the difference between private citizens and those who are considered public figures slash celebrities, it may not necessarily be a good look for them. If Keisha and Pookie get into an argument outside the club, ain't nobody gonna know except for the people outside the club, unless some ish just pop off and everybody pull their cameras out and then it just happens to go viral. But for the most part, it won't make the blogs like a Draya Michele and a Jalen Green, or like Elevator Gate with Solange. Okay, girl, Street Fighter, Chun Li. Um, So I do. The thing is, while it happens all the time, um, you would think that with Draya being the celebrity for the longest, that and then Jalen being young, that Draya would have a better understanding of wanting to make sure that their mess doesn't become public. Girl, it's not already like people are not side eyeing that relationship anyways. You know what I'm saying? It's not like people are not looking at Drea like she is girl robbing the cradle. So you would think that because their relationship is somewhat under a magnifying glass, that Drea would at least being the oldest person, the older, way older person in the relationship and being the celebrity for the longest, that she would have more control over her emotions and not to want to cause a scene on the sidewalk during New York Fashion Week, knowing that it could and did make the blogs, knowing that people will and am gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I look at Drea sideways, because she is the oldest person in the relationship and she is the longest. She has been a celebrity for the longest, but so you would think that she would know better. You now they're saying that one of somebody was threatening to punch the shit out of somebody, and now you back with the nigga, and he back with you the next day like ain't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? It's giving ghetto. It's giving ghetto. And we know stuff like this happens every day. But again, that's the difference. The difference is Jalen and Draya are celebrities and you ain't. And things that could really start to affect the money, the brand, the endorsements, you would think that Draya would try to keep that shit under lock. But I think that this made Draya look, not to take away any from the fault from Jalen, because Jalen is still a grown ass man, but we're not gonna sit here and act like the nigga ain't. He just turned 23 too. You know what I'm saying? Dre is an old ass woman. She's an old ass woman, and don't listen. I'm older than Drea. I'm just saying she's still an old ass woman to be acting like that. Anyways, y'all get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about Drea. What did y'all hear in the clip? Because I didn't hear any of that, but that's what Neighborhood Talk is reporting. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and move on. All right, so this is according to the Neighborhood Talk. GloRilla goes in on Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist in newly surfaced diss track. Miss Netta looking a well, let me just read it. I can't play the song. Neighbors, this is spicy. We all know a lot of drama has been stirred up recently as a result of Young Thug's jail calls being released. He talked about everybody from Future, Gunna, QCP, and more. But one of the standout conversations was about GloRilla. In the call featuring Mariah the Scientist, Young Thug makes it clear that he's not a fan of GloRilla's looks. Like I said, girl, I'm not a beauty queen. I'm not. Okay? I'm not winning no beauty pageants anytime soon. But one thing about it, two things for sure, three things for certain, bitch, I know I look better than Young Thug. And for Young Thug to be the ugliest motherfucker in the room, girl, to be calling anybody ugly, I think it's absolutely insane. And I quiet as this cup, I kind of blame it on Mariah. I do. Because Mariah is a pretty girl. When ugly niggas get a hold to pretty girls like that, all of a sudden they start thinking that they pretty too. No, 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 no. You got something that she won't, but you still ugly, nigga. Thug listed her wig, small frame, and more as contributing factors as to why he feels she's ugly. At one point, Mariah says people often say Glow looks like Rihanna, and Thug calls her Brianna instead. Mariah also said she feels like guys wouldn't deal with Glow if she was just regular with no industry success. After Glow heard the audio, she shared a tweet stating, um, mind you, this ninja is the same ninja blowing my phone up to ask what color my eyes is. LMAO. Um, Thug responded, y'all already know, I'm not gonna read all of this. Things seem to calm down with Sexy Red and Glow joking about the exchange on Instagram on an Instagram post. Now the drama continues through though after a diss track from Glow to Thug and Mariah surfaced. So again, I can't play the music, but I think she referred to him as Miss Netta, something girl. I don't know. Some people are saying that it's not even a good song. Let me just say this. I was listening to the Diva the other day, and she played a clip of Young Thug saying that he was having sex with the COs, the correctional officers, down to the jailhouse. Let me say something. I want to be very clear in what I'm about to say. Please don't misconstrue what I'm about to say. Please don't. Mariah, if you don't go to someone's clinic and get your blood drawn, piss in a cup, get swabbed, girl, you's a goddamn fool. You know, there's this lie that people like to push that the only people that are prone to catch HIV, AIDS, are gay men. For whatever reason, straight people feel as though that they have received some type of immunity. I don't know. We know for a fact that's not the truth. If that's what you think, it's foolish to think that way. But let me just paint this picture. Young Thug is in jail, was in jail, having sex with employees. You know those employees were having sex with other inmates. And if you think that those niggas wasn't fucking niggas in jail, you are sadly mistaken. Because at some point, a hole becomes a hole, and a mouth becomes a mouth. And it is very well true that when you sleep with one person, you have slept with every person that they have slept with. So you can think that only certain people catch STDs and STIs. That's fine. That's how you want to live your life. But Mariah, baby, I'm not saying Young Thug was in there getting his pussy busted open. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Young Thug was in there getting his tonsils rearranged. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if Young Thug, not if Young Thug was in there having sex with correctional officers, those correctional officers were more than likely having sex with other inmates, and I can bet you that those inmates were having sex with inmates. Somebody was getting their pussy busted open. So you doing the bending?
Ain't nobody bending me over.
Oh, so you doing the bending?
Somebody was getting the back of their throat. And so it's damaged, damaged. I thought that I should let you know. Cause your throat is damaged, so damaged. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They say Mariah and Young Thug broke up though. I don't know, but you know how this stuff goes. I mean, y'all in relationships, y'all know how this stuff goes. People get upset, break up, and be back together a week later. So, again, the people are saying they broke up. Young Thug supposedly came out with a song. I don't know if that's true or not. Even if they did, break up or they're taking a break, Mariah, we just gonna call it for what it is. She's a fucking fool. She's an idiot. So, um, even if they are taking a break, I could definitely see her getting back with him because that's what she just gives me. She just gives me a dummy, a fool in love. That's it. I mean, anybody who will be with someone that looks like that, I already question your mental, anyways. Be very clear. Okay. For Mariah to look the way that she looks, and that's who she lets crawl on top of her, that's why I said she need to be in a 5150 hold. Because something ain't right up there. Baby. All right, y'all. Let's move on. I was not even going to talk about this. One, because I've already talked about it on Patreon. And then two, I'm not about to get worked up over this. And then three, girl, I think they're taking the girls' videos down too. Diva, I haven't watched Diva's video yet, but I think they took her video down. I think she put it back up. I'm not sure. I saw something she posted in the community tab. Let us know in the comment section, Diva. But I was kind of. Let me just say this, and this is just for Black people and Black people only. I'm just sitting back and I'm looking at the number of Black people, whether it's Clarissa Shields, um, Tia, Tia's sister, Tamara, whatever her name is. I truly am baffled. I don't know why I'm at a loss for words at the just to talk plain, the cooning, the tap dancing, the things that that man said, the way that he spoke, the way that he talked about anyone that did not look like him, did not think like him. And for those people to run to the internet and feel the need to try to uphold some type of moral compass. I will never celebrate the death of someone being taken out. Well, girl, ain't nobody asking you to do the Tootsie Roll, bitch. Ain't nobody asking you to go pop bottles. Nobody's saying throw a party. But for you to ignore the things that that man said, I am taken aback because the way that y'all, not y'all, but y'all, shout out to the diva, the way that y'all, but not y'all, have acted a fool and tried to get Target put out of business, but then will turn around and act as if the things that Chucky Kirk said was not horrible, blows my fucking mind. That man was crass, he was divisive, he was nasty. Y'all want to boycott Target until 2093, but will then turn around and make up every excuse of why you can't hold Chucky Kirk, I call him Chucky Kirk, accountable for the things that he said. I have been on this this stance for a very long time. And if you have watched my videos, you know that I have been saying this. When we die, it does not change the reality of what you did, what you said, and who you were when you were alive. It makes me sick to my stomach. And it's not even just with Chucky Kirk, it's across the board. That when people die, they can be one of the most disgusting human beings. And people have this thing where you don't speak ill of the dead. Fuck him. That man didn't care about anyone who looked like me. He didn't care about people who look like you, your mama, and your cousin too. Nobody's asking you, girl, to go get your fan and your boots. Where them fans at? Hey, ain't nobody asking you to throw a party. But don't lie. Nobody's asking you to celebrate because he got popped in his neck. Nobody's asking you to celebrate, but don't lie about the shit that he said. He said what he said. Don't sweep it under the rug. Don't act like it didn't exist. I'd never even heard of that nigga until the other day. And just like that, I found clip after clip after clip after clip after clip after clip. All I had to do was go to Google and put his name in. And I read article after article after article. Y'all want to send prayers to his wife. For what? She wasn't no better than him. You are who you marry. Y'all become one. You know, I do not like that shit. I remember the first I think I was watching The Real, not The Real, The View. And I think it was Sonny and Megan. I forgot what they were arguing about. I think they were both trying to say the same thing. It was something along the lines of sometimes when it comes to certain things like politics or whatever, you may not have the same beliefs as your husband. Like, don't try to loop me in with him. I forgot what the argument was about though. I think it was about, well, I'm almost sure it was about politics. I can't remember though. And I was just like, girl, please. Y'all want to marry these men, marry these women, and they have some of the most vile thoughts and belief systems. And when the shit get hot, then all of a sudden you expect people to separate you from your husband. No, if your husband is a racist, bitch, you want to. If your husband is homophobic, bitch, you want to. Period. You want to lay down, have kids, do all of that. But then when it's some real shit to start come to light about what your husband said or what he thought or did this, and all of a sudden people want to start back. Well, no. The way that my husband believes and thinks is not necessarily, girl, please stop. Y'all become one until you ain't one. Anyways, I don't want to say too much because I already talked about this. But I did want to say that little part though, about the way that y'all have, and I don't give a damn if Target closes tomorrow. Okay, I mean I feel sorry for the people that work there and won't have a job. Um, but the way that people act, the way that y'all have acted when it comes to Target, right, and wanting to hold them accountable for the way that they move, but then will turn around and want to all of a sudden stand on some moral grounds when it comes to massa being taken out, and don't want to act like that man ain't said what he said, and then get mad or don't understand why people calling you a coon. That's what I be talking about. The inconsistency is too much for me sometimes. Don't get it twisted. We stand for what we want to stand up for. I may want to stand up for this, but not want to stand up for that. I may want to call this out, but I want to call that out. All right, y'all. That's it. I will be back later. I need to try and get my apartment back to normal. My apartment looks a absolute disaster. I was planning on going to New York and I did not make it, and I just have clothes literally everywhere. Girl, clothes, everything you can think of. Clothes, jackets, jeans, slacks, boots, tennis shoes, hats, sunglasses. It's one tell you, baby, if I wasn't if I was if I showed y'all, if I just flipped this camera around and just did like this, y'all would be like, girl, it's not nasty. It's just I just have clothes everywhere. I literally have a rack of clothes, right? A rack. Girl, let's see something, bitch. I was really about to fuck the scene up in New York, bitch. I have a rack of clothes. That's how serious I was about New York this weekend. I don't know where I was going, but man, I was just gonna be walking around New York, fly as hell. I ought to show y'all the outfit. I think I might show y'all the outfit that I was thinking about wearing. I may show y'all one of the outfits, but I can't even take the picture because I can't even take the picture because I take the picture in front of the mirror, girl. Y'all can see all the shit behind, all the shit behind me. The outfit was so cute. It was so cute. It was fly. That's what it was. It wasn't even cute. It was fly. It was fly. That's what it was. Anyways, all right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.